Hey, 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 welcome back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm Jackie H. I'm your host here. Glad to be back for another episode and hope all is doing well. We got an interesting interview today. We have another author who has written a book and we're gonna talk to her today. I'm so excited. Didn't know that she had wrote a book, but I was told by my sister Gail Barron, the judge, who is not here today because she's off doing grandma duty, but we're going to continue and go on. So I would like to read the bio. This is the picture of Miss Sonya Summerville that you see up on the screen here. And I'm going to read the bio. Then we're going to bring her on so we can have this conversation. Sonya Summerville is an editor, transcriptionist, and author of The Armor Exchange, a raw and honest journey through trauma, healing, and love. After realizing that the armor she created to protect herself failed, Sonia shared how she learned to lay it down. Her self protection, her need to please, and the pressure to get it right, she decided to share her story to help others. She writes not as someone who has perfected the journey, but as someone walking it. Her prayer is that every reader of the Armor Exchange find the courage to also exchange their self made armor for the whole armor of God and step into the freedom God offering has been offering all along. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome the author to have you, Sonia. How
Thank
are you?
I'm good. Thank
Oh,
you for having me.
oh, no problem. I didn't know you had written a book, and once I started reading, I couldn't put it down because I don't know if you know about our podcast, but we always looking for people who went through something but came out on the other end and can share their experience.
Mhm.
So this was a very interesting um, book, and we're going to delve into it and see why it came about and how it can help others. We just want to share it with others.
Mhm. Amen.
So I gathered, and I guess I'm still understanding that you are an only child.
Yes,
Okay.
that's me.
Okay. So father, mother, and the only child.
Yes.
Okay. What made you decide to pen this book?
Ooh. um. So I feel like writing in general is in the bloodline to a point. My grandmother wrote letters that literally would like make you cry. They were transparent. They were honest. She really cared about people. I got to a point where I was like, please stop writing me letters because I can't control my emotions.
Okay.
And then my mom could also do the same thing. She also had the ability to edit. She was writing for other people with different things. And then I came along and was like, y'all know we can like make money from doing all of this. Like you can
Okay.
make this into a life. So I've always had a desire to want to write books, plays, whatever.
Yes.
Um, but as I got through life, this particular book started revealing itself when I started saying like something is wrong, and I need to go through that journey. So then connect that to writing, and I'm like, oh, I should write this down. Yeah,
Okay. So your mom and your grandmom, they wrote about themselves, or
yeah,
they just write just with journalists or just like to write?
yeah. They just like to write. They
Okay.
were, yeah,
So this book is about you though.
yes,
And that's what I want to know. Like some people, they go through their life journey, but they don't want to talk about themselves or tell about them. So was this a healing process? You was a journey you was on, or just like one day, let me just write. Like, what was that? Was this your way of going through healing?
yes. This is totally a healing process.
Okay.
I fought tooth and nail to not share it.
Okay.
Um, I realized over the years it's come out in different forms, but it was like it was heavy inside of me
Mhm.
of like, yes, you can do these, you're writing maybe a general blog post, you're having a conversation real quick, but it wasn't telling the story. And it was, as I was continuing to heal, it
Okay.
was like you have to get this out. You also have to share, because part of healing you have to share with other
Sure.
people. So,
So we're going to take it back. I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to talk about the book, but I'm not sure exactly what chapters everything was in.
mhm,
So if I get the chapters wrong, but I'm going to get the basic.
yeah.
So as a young girl, I'm taken from reading the book that you was a daddy's girl, or was you both parents was
So
special?
I, for a brief moment,
Mhm.
yes, I was a daddy's girl. I feel like we had more in common at that time.
Mhm.
Um, but that's more so because my mom was the she was the hard parent. So she
Okay.
was the one
So
that was
daddy
in.
let you get away with
Yes,
that. Oh,
she was.
okay.
Dad was like, that's the one you can get in trouble with.
Yeah.
Mom was the one telling us we're both in trouble.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So let me ask this question. Now, there was periods in the book you talk about that daddy started disappearing. Now, let me ask right off the bat, was there addiction or was it just you don't know why he was disappearing? Was, because most people, I have friends that they didn't know that their parents was on drugs or something, the reason why they disappeared. Did you know or it was just daddy just didn't?
What I saw was depression.
At,
So
at what age did you saw this? What age were you?
I was younger than 10. I know
Really?
that.
Wow.
Younger, so between 5 and 10 probably. Just because even like watching the downfall, watching like he was excitable, he was a very funny man.
Mhm.
So mom, dad, and I together nonstop laughs. We are all cracking jokes. We're bouncing off of each other. But he was the life of the party.
Okay.
And all of a sudden there was a switch, and my mom would be at work, so I was home with him all the time. So I started seeing like, why can't he get out of the bed? Like he physically cannot get out of the bed. It Me as the child, I'm like, Daddy, can you make lunch? Can you make breakfast? Can you? And it's just yes, and then you just never move.
But you realized depression at that age? I mean, if that was your thought process?
The word at that age was sad.
Sad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
know depression, but I was like, he is
Yeah, something's wrong.
sad, and it at that young age, you can only connect sadness with something.
Right.
So I'm like, nobody died, nobody
Right.
he lost his job. So I'm like, okay, he's sad about this, but as a child looking at an adult,
It was
you
just
don't
sad.
know it's hard. You're like, just go get another job.
Right.
But again, then you add on he can't get out of the bed. So it's like this he's sad, but this
Right.
is something else. Yeah.
So in losing the job and going through this, what age bracket was this now that he did the first disappearance? How old were you then? So he's going through the change that is he lost his job. When did it start being that in the book it said that he didn't come home or it was 11 o'clock and your mother start locking doors and stuff.
Yeah.
Why was that the first time that she did lock the door the first time, or this was several occurrences that reason why she started locking putting locks on the door?
So his behavior had changed.
Okay.
He From my viewpoint, he wasn't going out without us. Anything we did as a
Did it together.
family.
Mhm.
Which I mean, this is like Aaron, you've got church. If you have church the way most of us have church, there's church every day in the week.
So you was Christian.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're going to church, and then that kind of slowed down with, I'm not going to be able to make this Bible study. Okay, that's fine. He'll be at church on Friday. I'm not going to be able to make church on Friday. Okay. So that started the process. Then he, when we would come home from church, he would still be out. So
Okay.
I'm not necessarily like putting it together. I'm just like, oh, he's not here. I guess he just stepped out or something, whatever the case is.
Mhm.
But I'm in the bed, so I don't know what time he came home or anything. When
Okay.
she started locking the doors, that was my first experience of like, oh, this is major. Because before then, it's like, I don't know where he is, but we
Okay.
had like friends down the street. So
Yeah.
it's
He
not
could have been.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay.
when she when she locked those doors, I
And
was
that
like,
that had to been for a child. And like you said, you did everything together. Now mom is locking doors and stuff. You said in the book that you waited because if he knocked on that door, you was going to unlock it.
mm-hmm,
So at this point, you still didn't connect that your mom was serious about doing this.
mm-mm.
What you think your mother would have did, or I know you probably didn't get a chance, but what do you think that she would have accepted that you went down there and opened the door as a child and let him in after she locked it?
Yes.
She would have
But
been okay with that.
she no, she would have had a problem, but more so
So
from the vantage point of a child. Like I put you to bed. The
okay,
lights are off, the door is locked.
yeah,
My focus would have been, but I know it's daddy. Her
okay,
focus would have just been a child is unlocking the door at nighttime,
right.
opening the front door. Like, what are you doing? And I'm
Hmm.
like,
So she
it's
was strict like that. Like,
yeah,
what are
like
you doing?
I
Okay,
put you in the bed. Don't
okay.
come out of your room.
Now you said in the book that this started causing you to lack security.
Mm.
Daddy protects us. If daddy is there, walk me through the Sonya, the little girl that started feeling the fear of daddy's not protecting us now. How did you know? You had a episode in the book where a couple little boys or somebody comes up to you and daddy came down there and took care of it. You know, that's my father. So
Hmm.
now I don't feel that secure.
Yeah.
What was that like? Was you not sleeping down, or was it staying awake, wondering where he was, or did you go ahead and still just you thought about it, but you went on? Your mother had it that you was living normal.
I we still did the same things. It just it was more of an internal fear.
It was your
So there's to that story with the boys. They I was riding my bike. They
yeah,
threw a stick,
yeah.
and he was the one which I hadn't. It's not that I had fully experienced that, but he never gave me anything else.
Okay,
So it's like, oh, somebody's bothering my daughter, which is partially like, yes,
yeah.
but also sure, that's I guess that's what you do. Yes. But there's another story. I don't even know if I put this in the book or not. But there was a story. We were on our way to Bible study, and it is 7 p.m. in the fall, so like the light, it's dark outside, and we open the front door, and a man is holding a gun to someone else.
Oh,
So
that's in
we
the book.
run back, and me and my mom, we run back in the house. My father is at the door just watching it, door wide open, just like eating a snack, just like,
Oh wow.
what's happening? So for that situation, there's a security because he's still funny. Like, I know what you're doing is wrong, but this is hilarious. Because come in this house and be scared with us.
Okay.
So you're showing me you're not scared. So now you take that away. I'm on the floor along with my mother. There's no one doing anything else. So we're both scared. The security is gone. We like, what do we do? Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. He eating a snack while somebody talking. That
So funny.
that would make you feel my head. My dad is the tough one.
Uh,
Okay. So did your behavior change in school or anything? Like, what let's talk to that because I see a lot of kids today. Sometimes you don't know what's exactly going on with a child or what's going on with someone. Only thing you see behavior is changing. I remember coming up that was never a question that was asked. or figured out like maybe they're going through something at home or something. It was always just a bad child and whatever. What was your behavior changes, if you could remember? What are some of the things that you start acting out? What they will call it, acting out.
I I got in more trouble. So I became the class clown. I was always funny, but I
Okay.
was always very scared of my mother and my grandmother.
Okay.
So, like, don't get me in trouble. Like today's kids, or maybe even growing up, if you have a teacher and they're like, I'm going to call your
Yeah.
mom, the child will be like, sure, here go her number, 267.
Yeah,
I,
that's today's kids, right?
yes, I
That
would,
wasn't us.
no, I
Yeah,
would stop right before that.
right,
Like I
right.
was like, they'd be like, I'm gonna call your mom. Like no, this I'm playing. No, you don't have to call her. But after he left, not that I became the you can call her. I'm not gonna stop because look at everyone laughing. So I
Oh,
think even
okay.
in that it was the attention of because after my dad is not there, my mom is working. So I'm actually spending more time at my
With your
grandmom's.
grandma.
So I'm at my grandmom's. She is in her 70s. She is like, child, I'm tired.
So most grandmom is cool. Everybody. I'm going to grandma's house. Was she as strict as your mom?
Oh yes.
Oh,
She
okay.
was stricter.
Oh,
She
and
because
that
she
was the alternative that you had to go to grandma because now
she
this is.
was old fashioned. So
Wow.
we had a really high chain link fence.
Hmm.
It was 4x4. Like it was there was no space. And that was me being outside.
Oh,
If I would like rollerblade and one push off,
you was
you're
into the
at
fence.
you're at the other end. You can't even do two. You're just like, okay, that was it.
Now, did you see other kids in the neck?
Hmm.
You was in the fence.
Hmm. Looking
Wow.
like I was in
So was
prison.
that a change from what you? If your dad was there, you would be outside the fence.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we had our house,
Yeah, your house.
but
So you
yes,
you
dad didn't care, and
okay.
and mom she was better than grandma,
Okay.
but dad was like, okay, my child is outside. I'm just going to assume she's safe. Like he's
Oh,
upstairs watching TV. He might come out for a quick look, but not the way like a mom or a grandma. My grandma would sit on the porch and look out the window and watch me while I'm in there. So she's still knocking on the window while I'm trying to like skate or bounce the ball. Cause there's a part in the book when I'm like, I would go outside to play and
mhm.
everything was, you're going to break a window. I was on the inside porch, made a paper airplane. I'm trying to like fly it and it hit her window. And she's like, you're going to break my window.
Now was this because of the change that now dad is going, or this was your mother and grandmother anyway? Even with dad, when dad was around, they were just like, "Oh, who can break a window with a paper
That
plane?"
was grandma. That was
That was
just,
just her.
that was just grandma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did things get intense once the change happened? Like sometimes people get worse. Now they just protective, or they going through too.
My
Did your mom go through or change because of the situation with your dad, or you didn't realize at the time that it was a change, or she stayed the same, or
my mom um worked. She worked.
was that a on
That
purpose, or she was just a worker?
honestly I don't know.
Okay. Because
I'm
sometimes people throw themselves into something else,
right.
and you think, well, she just a strong one. No, she's keeping busy. Or
I think it was a mixture of both because I
okay,
remember later when I was older, I remember her job demanded overtime.
okay.
And I remember she was upset about it, but it wasn't like the only change was I really had to spend the night at my grandmom's versus sometimes I would still spend the night, but it was because my mom was like, I'm tired, and if I pick you up, I got to bring you back 8 hours later because that's where I would catch the school bus.
Okay.
So I think she maybe threw herself into work, maybe.
Or had to do what she had to do.
Yeah,
Now, how did you feel? Well, you was a child, so I don't know what your feelings were. Did you know you was purposely being left with grandma She told you because she was tired?
Yes.
What was that? What you felt? You wanted to go with your mom, or you was okay with being with
Oh
grandma?
no, I always wanted to be with my mom because part of the thing is because my grandma was old fashioned. I loved her. She was one of
Yeah,
my favorite people,
yeah.
but
But you wanted to go with your
a growing child
yeah.
with a very strict adult, it doesn't work. Like you can't watch anything. You're watching the soap operas, she sleep, and you're still so now you're just like, well, I want to know what Victor and Victoria are doing on The Young and the Restless also because I can't turn it anyway.
Oh, you couldn't even watch what you want to watch.
No,
'Cause- oh,
it was
huh.
you're just stuck.
Okay. Being an only child, I guess was I'm trying to I'm trying to ask the question because there's some children that's the only child in this normalcy that for them to play by themselves and do. I gather maybe I'm reading too much into the book that you actually knew you was aware that this is boring. This is I gotta watch this. Was it because of the situation or you think that they was okay, I got nephews and I got people that I know that's the only child.
Mhm.
They play with a string and amuse themselves.
Yeah,
It's amazing to me how they cope,
yeah.
not having siblings, not having because I don't read nowhere here that you really had no one around you to even play with. So you felt that, like, or was you just this was it? This I know looking back, you could say, "Oh, well, I was alone. This is weird." But while you was in it, you felt this.
So I would assume like any other child, meaning I knew it was just me. I
Hmm.
totally I was asking my mother I would like a sibling. Her
Uh-huh.
response always was go down the street and get one of those kids and then take them back home at 9 p.m. And
Oh,
that was like, okay, so I'm never gonna have a sibling. That's fine.
okay.
Um
Did you have cousins? Anybody? Like anybody that? No, no.
I
Wow.
had I had friends at church.
Hmm.
That was at church.
That's it.
Like if
So they
you
didn't come and spend the night at your grandma's house with
oh
you.
no, we're not spending nights.
Oh my God.
No. I
Oh,
mean there were a few ladies who were like the church aunt.
yeah.
They would have their sleepovers, but this is now later. This is
What age?
middle school,
Middle school. Okay.
probably. Um, but growing up, when I was younger, I was very aware it was just me. And I just told somebody recently, I think a lot of things that I'm fine with now is because I had to learn to be fine with it when I was a child.
Okay.
So there's nothing I can do to control being an only child. There's nothing I can do to have other friends. Like I have my friends, they're just at certain places. You've got your friends at church, you've got your friends at school, you've got your friends in the neighborhood. If I'm at our family house, if I'm at our house, there are those friends, but we lived in a dangerous neighborhood, so you can't really trust them.
Okay.
You've got the friends at grandmom's house, but grandma won't let you out the gate. So
Wow.
literally, I'm talking to them like, "How was your
Through the
day?"
gate.
Yes, like it
Oh, they
was
couldn't even come in the security.
no,
Oh, wow. Wow.
no.
Wow. So let me fast forward to one to
Hmm.
actually today.
Yes.
In today, do you still feel okay being by yourself, or do
Yes.
you like, or did you make a difference to make friends and stuff? With that kind of background of always being by yourself, are you okay with being by yourself now, or you choose to?
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I'm very okay being by myself.
really?
It's
Wow.
I have my moments where I have my moments. I've been saying this recently, like whose turn is it to take the trash out? Oh, still mine because it's just me. Like, okay, I guess. But like there are certain moments
Moments.
where it's like, I wish it wasn't just me. I wish I had someone else to like bounce this idea off of. But a lot of times because I had to learn so young to be by myself, I'm fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So another part of the book that I was interested in that you stated that there was dreams and stuff that you wanted to do. So it came a point where grandma got sick.
Mhm.
Uh, I know a little bit about dementia. So everything that you wanted or planned, it got put on hold because this is more important to someone else, not to me. Uh, your dad left, but then when he got sick, mom said, "Well, this is what we're going to do." What what is that feeling that I just want to do me? I just want to have my dream. You talked about even graduating, that it wasn't even a celebratory thing because it was time to go back. There was no one to say, I'll watch grandma and let you go and have this moment. Speak, I don't even know what to say. Speak to, because I've experienced, not that when I read this, you topped it,
Yeah.
but I've had moments where I just wanted to have a moment, but this is more important. Did it cause you resentment or, okay, I just want to go to college and I just want to be like the other people that, but it always was something else I had to do. What, speak to that until this day, from then until now. Do you still get moments where I just want to be celebrated? I just want to have a celebration of what I accomplished, but it's, I can't because something else is more important.
It's a little better now. So for the release of this book, I released it on my 40th birthday.
Okay.
So I planned a birthday party slash book release party. I'm pretty sure I'm probably not ever going to do that again, but that was my culmination to cover all of the other stuff.
So you actually had a real party.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
like rented a venue, like
Oh,
invited people, got dressed up, do not wear makeup, but had makeup. I
okay.
went all out as far as I could go.
Because of that you didn't have it?
hmm
Oh,
And it
okay.
for me, it was like I'm going to do this thing that will make up for the past for me. And also, like I said, unfortunately, I'm comfortable with being by myself now. So I always say, like, if I get married, I'm just going to pop up married. There's not going to be a big wedding. There's not like, I went to prom. Nobody was there except my cousin. Nobody was there for the prom send off. There was no graduation, anything. There was nothing. So that one party, I said that covers the past, the present, and the future. That one thing.
Well, you say you wouldn't do it again. Was it a disaster or was it
Oh
just
no,
too
it
much?
was
What
great.
it was great. Okay, so why you say you wouldn't do it again? Was it too much or
It feels like not in a bad way of like I feel like I was pulling teeth. I feel like because I pay attention to how I didn't have it when I expected it. So I was like, let me create it for myself. But let me only create it this one time.
okay?
And let's just move on.
Did it meet what you felt?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Wonderful.
So as you said, you came back home, even graduating from college. That's a huge accomplishment. To come back and there's nobody celebrating you, like that's
It was it was a I think about that time. I think about that day often still. It was a rainy Sunday. I invited multiple churches of people and everyone had something to do. I'm over it now. Everyone has something to do. Um so I already wanted nothing to do with graduation anyway. And then at the after graduation was over, so my mom and my uncle were there. My mentor showed up, which was wonderful. And then after that, we cleaned out my apartment. We went home, and it was just like a regular rainy Sunday. I went upstairs and watched TV for the rest of the night. and my mom was
On the most
downstairs.
important day of your life. That was it.
My mom was downstairs with my grandmom, maybe talking or whatever, and I stayed upstairs more so for protection because I shut down to protect
Okay.
me and other people. Because
Yeah.
if you yell at someone, if you voice your frustrations
Right.
after you calm down, you still have to face that.
Right.
So instead, it's like, let me go upstairs. Let me just kind of distract myself, watch TV. I watched whatever. It was very boring because it's Sunday night TV.
Right. Now,
And
now, was your mother and grandmother only child? Was they the only? Oh, they had. Oh,
my
wow.
mom's the youngest of nine.
Oh,
My grandmother, I can't even remember how many she had.
so I'm sitting here thinking now that you said that. What could they relate to then? They had siblings. They had people. Was it not a thought that this is? I don't. I'm
That's
trying to
okay.
process this. I could take it. Even 12th grade is an accomplishment. Even people graduate from these days. People for 8th grade, they have they go out their way for their children, whatever. But this is college. This is a huge milestone. This is it, and that was it. But did your mother graduate from college? I mean, like, did they have moments in their lives that they celebrated, or it
So,
was normalcy?
so what I will say, my mom is a practical woman. That is not a negative. She did a wonderful job.
Mhm.
She just didn't know.
She didn't know.
She
Okay.
she didn't know to like you should do a party. So I will also say, um, eighth grade graduation. I think I went to a diner. No, eighth grade graduation. I went over my friend's house and we just kind of
Okay.
chilled, played. 12th grade, I had a few family members, a few friends. We went to a diner.
Okay.
So there was a little something like,
So that was
growing up.
huge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So but I understand because this is college and I think that's what my thought process was too. Like that at least when we should have had the
Yeah. Rolled
dinner
out the red carpet.
something just anything but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um. How? Okay. You wrote this book. Did your mom or anyone else knew that you was going to write the book, or they did? So how did they feel about reading this? Like, it's it's a short book, but it's powerful. It has a lot in it that some families or people would be upset, or you know, what was that like to say I'm writing a book and you're a part of it?
My my mother and I are very private people. So one of the things that because I've been warning her for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
I've been warning her. And not even that I fully knew what I was going to write about at different times. Like this has been a long process
Oh, okay.
to get it down to what this was. When I first started writing this, I started writing it in 2008. That's when I graduated from college. So I
Okay.
started talking about the college experience, like that whole thing of graduation, and you go right into caring for grandma. As I'm writing that, I'm still caring for grandma.
Okay.
And I had to stop because I was like, this is not going to help anyone because I'm still frustrated.
Okay.
So I'm writing it out of that. So just that, and my grandma was my mom's mom.
Mhm.
So I had to warn my mother the entire time, like, hey, I'm probably going to talk about us. It's not about you. It's about me. But you gonna be in there. So I warned her when I wrote the first chapter. I let her read the rough draft to kind of give her a hint.
Mhm.
Um, I think I let her read the first three chapters after they were done, and then she was like, "Okay, I'll wait until the book is out." As I published the book
Okay.
in April. I didn't release it
What year?
2025.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's
I didn't release it until August because
wow.
somebody gave me an idea like you should put this out for your birthday and then you can
Oh,
mix the two and I was like
okay.
that's very smart.
So your mother reading the first maybe 3 chapters. She didn't say stop. She was okay.
You know what? She had a friend when one of the times I warned her, she had a friend and she's told me this a few times. She had a friend, she told the lady that I was writing a book and, oh my goodness, she's going to be telling all our business. And she said that the lady's response was, she's telling her story. And I have said that to my mom. I'm not talking about your husband. I'm talking about my dad. It just so happens
If you
that
just
my
so
father
happened.
is also your husband.
Right.
I'm talking about my mother. It just so happens that that's you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think if parents, teachers, pastors, leaders, employees, employers, if people had a better understanding of what a person is going through, that sometimes they would stop and say, "How are you?" Or is it that everybody's just on their own journey and don't even know that Sonya is going through a moment or Sonya is feeling like this? Is it just normalcy or is it that nobody see it? I
Yeah.
used to act this when I was young because I've seen so much coming up in my life and it's like, you don't see that? You can't tell that that child used to be very vibrant and then and now she's in a corner quiet. It's nothing says nothing wrong besides they have an attitude or they smell themselves. Like it was always an answer, but it would be something crazy. Like every answer is not because they disobedient. It's not because they growing up. Have you ever thought about maybe there's something wrong? And if I can stop it now, I can cause help them not to go through so much more. Do you think it's just a blind spot that people just don't see?
I think it's a blind spot. And honestly, I think we all have it
Mhm.
because I've totally had moments where I'm like, nobody is paying me any attention in any way, shape, or form. And then I have moments where I'm like, somebody might say something like, "Yes, I've been going through this hard thing," and you're like, "Oh my goodness, how did I miss that?" And
Yeah.
it's obvious. The signs are there the same way you're saying. All of a sudden, you see somebody they're sitting in a corner, or they used to make you laugh, and now they're not. I remember when I was younger, um, and to one of your earlier questions of did I recognize that it was depression that my dad was experiencing? I didn't get the words until I went through it. When I went through it, I think I maybe probably did like a little Google search or something and that came up, but I didn't do anything with it. And then someone else was like, "I think you're depressed." And I was like, "Confirmation? Okay."
Let me ask you right now. What are some of the signs that you found that that you realize somebody's in depression? Because some people don't even know the signs,
They don't.
and that's another thing. You diagnose something because you don't know the sign. What were some of the signs of that you knew or someone that you read as depression? What could some of the things be?
So my father and I both experienced times of not wanting to get out of the bed. I think I don't even think I was gonna say I think his was more along the lines of sleep, but it wasn't. He wasn't sleep. He just was in the bed. He would watch Cheers nonstop, and then when it got really bad, he started watching Vampires in Brooklyn. And because we are a Christian household, I'm like, that feels wrong. I don't think vampires are supposed to be in our house. I should tell mommy. Like, but
Well, what makes it different from this? Like you just like Cheers. What?
not that much.
Okay, so
Not that
when it's
much.
excessive.
Yes. His
Okay,
his was excessive. For me, my own sign. My mom asked me one time, she said, what gets you up in the morning? And I said, my morning cup of coffee. She's like, no, what wakes you up? I said, my morning cup of coffee. Like I will go to bed the night before and be like, oh, I do not feel like dealing with tomorrow. I don't it I wasn't at a point of like, I don't want to be here anymore. My version was, I'm just tired of experiencing this. That's that's where it stops. I don't have anything else outside of that. So before I would go to sleep, I would be like, ooh. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. That was my joy out of the whole day. So then I started
Wow.
drinking a lot of coffee and tea because the caffeine, the jolt of caffeine made me feel like, okay, you have the strength, you can change things. You know the show, the cartoon Pinky and the Brain? And Pinky will ask the brain, "What are we going to do today?" And he'll say, like, "Try to take over the world." That's how I
That's
felt.
it.
So I kept chasing it. It's like, all right, this
But
died
once you
down.
once you had the coffee, you got up. I mean, did you try
I
to do
got
what you said?
I got up so I got up to make the coffee, and then I would get on the computer and I would play The Sims while I was drinking the coffee. And
Oh,
I'm like, okay, when the coffee's gone, I'm gonna write the next great novel, the new bestseller, all of the things. The coffee would be gone. I would immediately go back down. I'm
oh,
still playing The Sims. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You just get another cup.
oh,
We're gonna
wow.
get another cup. So that was my
Your
drug.
routine
Yeah.
and everything.
And I never got anything accomplished.
Okay, so was a part in here about think suicide.
Mm.
When when do that come in? After you at the end of depression, or is it like what what can cause someone? Or you're already in depression is bad enough, but what gets so bad that it's now it's the next level?
There's no hope. Anything that you can think of is not enough.
And
It's
this was after you had the college degree,
yes. So
so that's it. It that's not even hope. Oh wow. Oh okay.
college degree meant nothing. Wanting to be a writer meant
Nothing.
nothing. My mom would like buy me stuff and not on like a material thing, but let's say like a kid in a store and they're like, "Mom, can I have this toy?" And they get it. They're excited at least for a little while. Mine, the second she would say yes, it's like, I don't even want it. Like, it's not going to do anything in my life whatsoever. So I got to that point. I was caring for my grandmom that never looked like it was going to end ever. Even if it did, I couldn't see like, oh, I will have the strength. I will have the hope to do something else. It was like nothing is going to fix anything. So it was, I don't need to be here.
And me reading this, I saw like for someone who don't understand the depression or whatever it is, I was like, well, if I'm just sitting there with my mom or my grandma, I could have had a computer and just writing and doing it. I still could have did things. So it's not that easy. It's when you in the state of something.
Yeah. Depression,
It seemed like you have time. It that's what it would seem to me.
yes.
Like, okay, I'm just sitting here on the couch with her, so I can just write because I love writing. But if you're in the state of something, I don't think people understand the state
It's
of.
it's not because it's mental a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
times. And if you don't have that hope, I have all the time in the world. I
yeah.
remember even my mom and it would be something small like I need to wash my hair. I need to redo my hair because I had two strand twists. I need to wash and redo my hair. And she's like, "You've literally been home all week.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
just do your hair." And I'm
And
like,
do it.
but even to that, I don't have a motivation because I'm going to wash and retwist my hair. Grandma is still going to scream. I still feel stuck. You're still fine with this because my mom retired to take care of her mother. I graduated from college.
To
Like,
take care of your grandma.
oh, I'm this what we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Even I remember I tried to get a job or I got a job and I was at work thinking about them at home and I felt guilty because I'm like, there was this one day I kept feeling so hard. I'm like, my grandma fell. My mom is on the floor struggling to pick her up. I need to go home. But then I'm also battling, like, no, you need to be responsible because this mediocre job, to me, I'm fighting for my life. So I'm like, this is my way out. It wasn't, it part time, minimum wage. You're not about to pay for anything. Like,
Yeah.
no, this is not about to get you. an apartment. But I'm like, I have to. I got to stay here. I've got to. And I got home that day. My mom was like, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I wanted to come home so bad. I just kept getting this image, you and grandmom on the floor, y'all struggling. And she's like, Oh, we were. And I said, Oh, I'm going to quit my job because I can't even work. And then
Yeah.
that added to it. Now I can't even work because
So when you didn't work, how did y'all survive?
my mama, my mom's pension, but that came with a lot of limits. That
I
was,
don't know.
I mean, to this day, there are still people who are like, "Oh my goodness, let's go. You want to go on this trip with us? You want to?" I've never been able, outside of the small things,
Mhm.
you can get away with the church is going on a church conference, the
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Let's stay in a hotel locally,
yeah.
DMV. You're not doing too much.
Okay. So, wow. It, sometimes you had to talk not to hear it
Hmm.
because I think people don't realize when they're in this state and how severe it is.
Yeah,
Because even trying to play catch up,
yeah,
okay, everything is gone. Your grandmother passed on, God bless. Your dad passed on, but I still got to play catch up. And I remember it resonated with me because even after my mom passed and my husband, you're playing catch up for all the years that you didn't. And sometimes I don't think people realize, and then they'll say, "Oh, you should be further along than you are," and it used to frustrate me so bad
yes.
just to hear because I was like, you don't have no idea what my mindset was. I'm glad to just be able to get up and don't have responsibility. And that sounds terrible,
No,
but for
yes.
real, that was like for me. And God bless rest my mother's soul. But when she passed, when it was sadness for someone else, it was like, wow, I can at least stay to bed at 9.
Easy.
Yeah.
What?
So
Get up? Why? Make the day longer? Why? People
yeah,
used to say
yeah.
the same thing. Like
And
you should get up earlier.
I didn't realize I was in that state.
Yeah.
So in reading the book, it just brings thank you, Jesus,
Hmm.
that he didn't let me go all the way down because people don't even know when they're in depression. People don't even know when they're not happy. It sounds crazy, but it's like
Yeah.
you really don't know that you just survived. You're in a survival mode.
Hmm.
What made you pick the title of the book? The
the
Armor Exchange.
It wasn't until I realized everything I had done in my life was my armor. One thing when I got into therapy, one thing she said was, "You've been trying to block out the bad. You've been trying to protect yourself from the bad. What you're also doing is keeping out the good." And I was like, well, that was rude because, ma'am, I'm just trying to protect myself. So, along the lines of the protection, I started realizing that in the word of God, we are in a battle, we are fighting, we do have this armor. And I'm like, but Lord, mine's not working. And then when you start, going a little deeper in your healing and you're trying to understand things, you're like, oh, because I don't have on the breastplate of righteousness. I'm simply trying to protect my heart because somebody did this or said this before. And I don't like, my feet are not shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. They got on running sneakers and they probably Asics because they feel comfortable enough. Like like it's not the armor of God. And I started breaking it down piece by piece what God's armor is. And I'm like, oh, none of that is true for me. Well, what's mine? And I started looking at that and I was like, oh, I have my own armor. And then that was, well, this is not working for you. You have to get rid of it. And because God is such a gentle God, he's not just going to like snatch it. You have to give it. So it's like, oh, this is an exchange. This is a, I see. Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of Christians, I talk from a Christian base a lot, but that's how I was raised.
Okay.
Why do you think a lot of Christians don't think they need therapy?
I laugh because I have this conversation with my mother all the time. I have been telling my mother a very long time, that she needs therapy because I personally think everybody needs therapy
But why you think they don't think they do?
because traditional church is Jesus. And that's not, I think what is not understood is it's a part of the tools in your toolbox. I totally need Jesus. I cannot breathe, walk, move, think without him. I also need to find out why I reacted this way. I need to notice these patterns. I need to see, oh, this is a pattern that I've established. Where did this start from? Oh, this started from here. I need to talk this out. I need to, there's the whole process. And I don't think people put that together. Everything that you do in therapy, they're like, oh, I'll just do that with Jesus, which I understand.
Well,
But
Jesus uses people.
yes,
Jesus uses, I mean, it's still him. It's
yes,
still God.
yes,
Everything I do, even if I go to a regular doctor,
yes,
I'm still counting on God.
yes.
But it seems like it's a disconnect with a regular doctor and this doctor. A therapist, a doctor,
Hmm.
it's the same thing. It's still God going to use whoever He can use. But they look down on this. But they'll go to see about diabetic or if you break your arm or whatever it is.
Hmm.
You'll go to a doctor.
Hmm. We've just started
Why can't you just
accept
ask Jesus to do that?
because we've
But you,
just started accepting mental health. We
yeah,
have
yeah.
just like it.
It's like a
Even
stigma. Like
it is
I can't believe you know God and then you got mental health. But
because it's also it hasn't been mental health. It my dad is in bed because he's lazy.
oh, it was always a label.
Just get up and get and I
Yeah,
have heard people say that
yeah.
like just get up. I will say the difference or the difference in experience with me and my mom because my mom was at work. I was home with him because he was supposed to be watching me. So I, I would be asking him questions and what I learned very early on is when I would ask my dad questions, he would respond not the way a parent should respond, and I'd be like, "Sir, that feels wrong. That I
Yeah.
don't think you are supposed to say yes. I can go outside and play. I feel like you're supposed to check my homework. You didn't know that part or something." Um, but the experience was my mom had a focus on how to keep the house going. That's what she focused on. I got to go to work. You go to work. We got to pay these bills. We got to take care of this child. We got to blah, blah, blah. I think his depression partially started because he lost his job. I think that affected ego because you're the man of the house. And now you got the woman doing everything. And I'm not going to be no man asking her for anything or whatever the case is. My mom is just like, I need you to do your part to help the flow of the house. He's fighting so much else. He's fighting his own childhood, his own
Yeah.
experiences,
Yeah.
and it's something small like you're not working right now and I need you to work or I need you to do something at the house. Cuz she wasn't even like you have to work. It's you just have to do something. If you're going to stay home, that's fine. You take care of the house. If you're not going to do that, then you go to work. And I'm like, but mom, this is deeper. It's not that he can't just get out of bed because we would have to go pick her up from her job. And I would tell him, like, okay, daddy, it's time to go pick up mommy. And there was such a like, oh, I'm like, I don't,
And that'd be like he just don't like his wife.
yeah,
It always an
it's,
answer because you wouldn't think that maybe he was in a state like yeah
yeah,
something's wrong.
he loves
So
it, her.
how do we change today? What are we doing different today to accept this? Accept that we might need extra help. Uh, the culture of if a man don't work, he don't eat. That's in the Bible, but did God mean that if you got laid off of your job that you shouldn't? It's we'll put our own interpretation on whatever it's meant. Um, now we have men standing home and watching children. That was a no because that seemed like you're like, okay, that's your job. What? They his kids, and that's what was wrong with it. But You see how they look at it? Like
Mhm.
now
Mhm.
today is okay. It's cool if a man stay home with
Yeah.
because of things have changed. So I guess we have to keep on evolving and changing that we can accept. We're a partnership.
I I think awareness is also a
Correct.
thing. I
Okay.
think my personal thought currently is we are so, I want to say focused, but the real word is distracted. We are so distracted by the stuff that we're doing. And I just had a conversation recently with someone. We don't pay attention to people until it's too late. I'm already dying. You missed the whole time I started getting sick, the whole time I started showing symptoms. You missed the doctor's appointment. Like you missed all of that. Now I'm on my deathbed and I'm bleeding out. You're like, oh my goodness, is something wrong?
To speak to that, that's what I'm talking about. Why is it not detected before you get to your dying bed?
Because everybody is
Is it
distracted.
is it is it everybody is it a worldwide thing or is it Christian like because I came up in the Christian I used to thought it was just Christian like that did that. But I'm saying that it's not, it's just it's no focus. It's but I don't even know what to look for. That's the sad part. Like I told you, I had a girl in our church. She was very lively, very upbeat. And after a while, it was like just to herself. Well, found out later her father was molesting her.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, you smelling yourself. You just get, why you, it was not even a clue that it was something wrong. And that's my fear of how do you get to the point that you understand everything is not that. Maybe you need to just ask someone, how are you doing today? And wait
That
to get an answer for real.
that's all. That
And sometimes people say, how you doing? And you just give them a quick, oh, I'm doing fine. And you know you just lost your job or whatever that was. But we just exchange words, but nobody's like being real as if you're not entitled just to be real.
I think that, so to connect it, I think that is because the distraction is because life itself is overwhelming. You've got, and that's not that we didn't have this before. You've got family and kids and bills and jobs and all of this stuff and church. And so it's just like I said with my mom, she's focused on the flow of the house. Her way of noticing my father is something is wrong because you're affecting the flow of the house. I'm like, hi, he can't get out of bed. Me as a child, there's an adult who can't get out of bed. That just seems weird. And I talked to her like years later and I was like, he was depressed. And she was like, I didn't know that. But I get it
Yeah.
because you're focused on your
He's
thing.
planning on running the house.
Yeah, I guess I could say I know for me, I feel like the difference is because I don't have all of that. I don't have the kids. I don't have the spouse. So I'm not like overwhelmed with every moment of my day having to do something. I have those times. Also, I'm an introvert. I require time by myself. I have to think, I have to focus, I have to whatever. Even in that time, I'm still thinking about how my day went. Oh, wait, I did say hi to sister so and so, and they said hi. Weird. I should text her. That's another thing. I will text somebody. I'm gonna call them in the moment. There's not a I'm gonna call you later because I gotta feed my kids, or I'm gonna call you later because I gotta. That's what I mean by like distraction, and I don't mean that in a negative. It's I just feel like there's so much happening that in passing you're just fine with saying how are you, and somebody says fine, and you keep walking.
Do you think that come from you have a part in your book where you said you was texting, you was calling, it wouldn't return. Do you think because people just don't know how to stop in the moment and say, maybe this is important too? Or is it just, I'm just focused on this is how I do it? Like you said, your mother was just in the flow of doing this. I don't think it's a thought.
Mm-mm.
It's I don't think people realize they're not focused.
Mhm.
Like somebody can almost walk in front of you with blood on their shirt and bleed from their eye, and you don't even have to just say hi. It's is real,
Yes.
but you're hurting.
Yes.
The person is hurting. The only thing I need is for you to take time just to answer, even if you have to tell me you'll call me back. Some of them don't even respond. Have we got so far, or is it that you just in your world, or is
Yes.
it can be a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we get in our own world, we just think it's just our world is what everybody got to make it.
Hmm.
But sometimes just you saying hello would cause someone to not commit suicide.
And that's all.
But if you don't think that way,
I have recently been talking specifically as an example of someone facing feelings of committing suicide. A lot of times they get to a point of nobody cares, no one loves me, nobody blah blah blah. If you say that, of course, everyone around you is going to be like, "What? Oh my goodness, I love you so much. I care about you so much." The thing is, the action. I don't care that you love me in my heart. I'm having the worst day of my life. I understand that you're busy and you didn't pick up my call. But that's what I mean. I feel like people are not aware anymore. If they see you walking past them with blood on a shirt on your eye, they'll probably, some people will be like, "Oh my goodness, what's wrong?" But you're like, "Yo, it's been a small cut for two
yeah,
years. It's been dripping blood." Yeah,
wow.
it's a
It,
secret battle I'm trying to fight often.
so what we're talking about today, Raw, is sometimes you just got to take a moment and just ask someone, be concerned. I know we all going through it. It's those times for everybody, but sometimes just a little hello, just a little. I thought of you today. Whatever. You'd be surprised how far that it go, or what you can cause someone to not do at that moment because you at least showed me some interest. Um, you had a part in the book of when you're not at when you're not really truly healed. So you already was behind and not up with your friends. Everybody went to college, they were doing their thing. You had a friend that was doing his thing, and you got the same degree or the same thing. You just want to do your thing. And then you take a job, and here's another letdown because I can just fire you and tell you, you say you had 3 weeks or a month or something, 6 months you're going to do. People don't I'm not putting on people responsibility, but I'm
Hmm.
saying people don't even know when you're already at the edge.
Hmm.
I'm already 6 months out, knowing that I'm getting ready to quit
Hmm.
or have to leave. Now I'm down to 2 months, down to 2 weeks. You see a lot of things happening. People going back to going postal. I
Hmm.
call it postal,
Hmm. Hmm.
where you go shoot up a whole school.
Yeah.
You go down to that job you got fired, and they get everybody on the job. Because that's the mind. It's here's another pressure. I'm already dealing with what I'm dealing with. Now I'm out of a job, was going to be out of a job, but then you pushed it up to two and not think
Yeah.
how 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 is this going to turn around for a thought process of it ain't that type of time no more. You should be able to fire somebody. I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Yeah. Yeah.
without thinking about if I come back tomorrow, my life is on the line. You whatever the situation. How we get here? How do you heal, or how do we get people to heal? Because we can't put the whole responsibility on somebody else, right?
Hmm.
But I'm not fully healed. Now here's another dagger.
Hmm.
Here's something else. Where are we going?
Those
Is it responsibility of the person? Because you going through. So how you going to help yourself?
I think for that, because I want to say in a general sense, I think this is why transparency and honesty are important. Of course, you never know what anybody is going through. So You fired them because they're not working, they're not fitting well into your business.
But you said in here you were sick.
I was it.
I'm not feeling well. What a moment to put a dagger in my back. I'm
Yeah, I'm with you.
just do people need do we need to retrain for even how to do employee? I'm just asking. Even as parents, even as leadership, do we need to be retrained in how we're going to handle things now? Because this is the world we live in.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't fire nobody. I'm not saying you can't give nobody that job or whatever it is that you have to do. But are we gonna put everybody in jeopardy, or do we gonna sit down and explain to this person that the reason why, like, try to make it safe on it on
I'm with
all
you.
floors?
Let's protect everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you come in with a gun, and it don't have a name or nothing. There's a lot of innocent people
Because I'm
have
mad
got
at all of
hurt,
y'all. Yeah,
and you
that's
might not deserve the job.
yeah.
But is this how we're gonna do it, or what is it looking like?
Healing of course needs to take place. I think in most scenarios, business is business. What happens is, like you said, you have unhealed people. So they are focused on whatever their focus is. So let's say the employer lets the employee go because you're not helping my business. The employee is like, this job is life or death for me because I'm going to be homeless without it. I'm not going to be able to feed my kids without it. Now, granted, you don't know that because unfortunately, we don't have a lot of safe spaces anymore. You can't tell your boss, I need this job and I can't feed my kids. They're gonna be like, so what? I don't care. I need 47 copies. You give me
Yeah.
46. I'm not paying for you. Um, so I understand it. I honestly I don't even know who to like put it on.
I just think we need to revisit
I do.
revisit it.
I do.
I'm not even putting the blame on anyone, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is the time we're living in. So sometimes the way we used to do things before, you might have to think a little different of how I'm going to do because you don't know the state of the person. I give you an example of sometimes when you are not healed yourself. So Sonya tells me, I'm going to help you write a book, Jackie.
I will.
And my hope is up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
don't know. This is like, Dad, she gonna help me,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just saying something. You had, you done told five other people. You know you can't help five. It's
Yeah.
that thing of not thinking of it, and then you come back or don't come back and say, "Well, I can't help." You have to find. I just lost all hope that I got up here. It's not your problem that I'm not healed, but I think a little bit. Then don't say it.
I think
It's this time of it's the time we living in.
it is. It is.
My hope is up. I'm going to help you get through your business. I'm going to help you to do whatever it is, and you have a change of heart, which you allowed. But
Mm-hmm.
do you realize what you just did to me?
Mm-hmm. And to that, I would say everyone has to remember that people are people. It You can be a boss, you can have other people, you still need to remember the same way. Even in today's time, there is a financial something happening. We all are struggling
Struggling.
to some type of point.
Right.
I was talking to someone, even as a business owner, you are putting your prices out there. And me, for example, I struggle. I will tell you, I will do the math and be like, okay, this costs $20. I need this to be $20. You have someone else that's like, hey, can I buy your book? How much is it? You like $5. But let's say you have the boldness and you're like, this costs $20. They are like, can I just pay you 10? Because I just did this and I did that and I need this money. I get that. I also am in the same place. And I'm not saying like, okay, well then you got to give it to me or I got to give it to you. It's just I want us to all become aware.
Yeah. Everybody.
Just be more aware.
Yeah.
It's fine if you're a boss and I'm not working for your company. This is not working out. Just be aware that I am a human being and just say, hey, we need to let you go. This is not your worth ethic or whatever. We're just doing layoff, whatever the case is. Just you have to be aware.
Yeah, because you can't um, not do it
Yeah.
if it's not beneficial. But that's a good word. That's a good statement. Good word.
Mm.
Everybody just be aware
That's all.
of the time we live in. But this has been. I always try to find something different in a book or
Hmm.
different that I. It's so many things in this book that I saw myself
Hmm.
and me wanting to help others.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to make people aware. And that's my biggest thing that me and my sister does on this podcast. It's not that you can change everything or change everybody, but if everybody just take a moment to become aware.
Hmm. Very
If
true.
I can't afford to buy your $20 book, you be aware that I'm struggling too. And I'm aware that you, like you just said, I need money too. I'm not just out here giving free willing books
Hmm.
because this is my income.
And that part,
If
because
everybody just come aware of what we're doing. So I went on Amazon and I did Kindle. It was $9.99. I could afford that, and so it forced me into reading.
yes,
I might not can buy the paperback, but I
yep,
could do some. You could do some, or we're gonna all share a book.
yes,
It's always an outlet. But if
yes,
I'm aware of, I want to support someone,
yep,
but I'm in somewhere. I'm in a fix myself, or
hmm,
whatever that is. Talking, communication, um, being aware of someone that's feeling. I've learned for me, I don't hide no more. I tell you my feelings. You might not like me for it,
that part,
but what do it serve me that you don't know me?
yeah,
You don't even know what state I'm in because I'm too embarrassed to even tell you.
yeah,
So this book for me, that's why I asked you, what made you write that about yourself? Like some people write stuff about something else,
hmm,
but this is your journey that you say, I would like to share it, make someone aware
yes.
because this is what I live.
I know I'm not the only one.
No, you're not.
I have, to a lot of your questions, how did that feel to just like be by yourself? And how do you,
Mhm.
I am grateful that I have survived everything I survived. And I know I kind of hesitate sometimes because there are people who have survived worse. So of course they start comparing. You like,
But we're not going to compare.
right, yeah,
That's something else people need to. Where this is my story.
yes,
We're
yes,
not comparing your story to my story.
yes,
This is how I felt. It might be little to you, but this was the worst for me. Just let's care about this is what this person felt. So
mhm,
what I felt out of this book was there is so many lessons to help others.
yeah,
I thought about single parenting. I thought about people who have only one child, but you don't know what that child was going through. It was so much packed in that you could become aware of.
mm-hmm,
How does your child feel? How does this feel? You want me to go back and make amends with my dad, but you don't know how I feel and wasn't even asked. It's so much packed. I could stay here for another 2 hours because we don't want to talk about it.
we don't. That's why
You
I
just
wrote the
want me to
book.
forgive you, and you don't
Yep.
even know. You didn't ask me how.
Yep.
And then when I tell you, you can't believe that it's not holding nothing. This is my feeling. And it might take me a little longer to accept what happened and how I felt about this than you did. You
Mhm,
might be, okay, this is your dad, let's go. Or this is how this happened, let's get on. That's
mhm,
your feeling. But
mhm,
respect mine too.
mhm.
So it's a two-way street.
It is.
Not saying who's right or wrong, but
Yeah.
it's everybody become aware of everybody's feelings.
That part. Just
Yeah,
everybody become
yeah.
aware. Just I think one thing you said was, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, like check on people. Even if you are the person that's saying like hi to someone, that might not be your thing. I want to say just go one step further. If you are the person and you're like, I don't struggle with speaking to people, great. Go one step further. How are you? Or I don't struggle being the person asking, how are they? Great. Ask them what's going on. Do just go one step further because I feel like along with being distracted and overwhelmed with everything that's happening in the world, I think we've become selfish. So we are focused on our stuff because, of course, it's real to us. And like we said, there are people you don't notice them until they are already dying because you're so focused on your stuff. You're my kids did and I gotta and you are letting this person walk around who maybe they were running, now they're walking. I remember one of my old churches, they would pay attention to the people who used to sit in the front who are now sitting in the back. They would pay attention to the people who used to sit in the back who have now come to the front. They would pay attention to the people who sat in the middle. Like I'm no just a simple you moved your seat is like somebody sees me. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
So if I had something to gain or get from this, that would be the number one. Let's become aware. Everybody's going through it. Don't assume.
Yeah.
Don't assume. So I have people I haven't seen in a while, and I come around. Oh, I really love you. Well, I haven't heard from you in 6 months. Like, what do love mean? What? So sometimes we just get used to saying stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Oh
habit. Like
yes.
you say, how you doing? How you doing has become just a
Fine.
just a word. It
Fine.
does. So
Mm-hmm.
it's normal, just in passing. But stop. Just stop. Even in your busyness,
Mm-hmm.
even it's not for nobody else, but for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do a self checkup.
Yes.
You know how we do breast exam?
Yes.
And ain't nobody else doing on me. It's
Yeah.
me. It's me doing it.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to do a checkup on yourself because you come robotic.
Yes.
It's just this is the way we do it.
Yeah.
Okay, we already know it's busy. But if I'm telling myself it's busy, then that makes room to not even stop.
Mm-hmm.
We all
Mm-hmm.
know it's busy. We all
Mm-hmm.
know things change
Mm-hmm.
it. But you have to stop. Even if it's just a checkup on you.
Yes. And that's the thing because that goes to priority. So that's what I was saying with people who struggle with suicide. Sure, we can say it on a general tip of, oh my goodness, yes, everyone does love me. Nobody's calling me though. Nobody is, and I get that you're doing stuff, but what you're telling me is I'm not a priority. So because I'm not a priority, I'm not important. And then you see now we're at a dangerous place, and now you're like, no, you are important. Oh my goodness, why would you ever think you weren't important?
My husband used to tell me, uh, I said, what we gonna do today? We're in a one bedroom apartment. And his answer was, as long as I know you here.
Mm-hmm.
He's watching TV in the living room. I'm in the bedroom. We're there. There's no connection.
Mm-hmm.
There's no good. His thing was because he had so many that wasn't home
Yeah,
that did things to
he's
him.
fine.
It
Yep.
was fine for me just being in the house.
Yep.
But he didn't ever ask me what did I feel about it.
Yeah. Because you might have been one that's like, I want to talk
I
though.
just want
Like,
to sit. I don't care if we sit. I sit and watch a lot of programs
mm-hmm.
just to be with you. His was I was home.
Yeah.
So sometimes the difference of how someone feel.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't ask you, if I don't know you, if I don't have a relationship with you, I wouldn't even know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was home, but I still was lonely.
Yes. At home. Yes. Yes. Being lonely
So
with
I
people.
see people people go to big churches. I play for a church. It's kind of medium.
Mm-hmm.
You just show up. You
Mm-hmm.
just showing up. You just showing up. But then you get small churches that we have cliques. We
Mm.
have you think you would be seen or somebody would check on
You
you.
think.
Sometimes it's almost I came from a small church that really from Sunday to Sunday that sometimes we saw each other get to talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's being intentional
Yeah.
with
Yes. That. Be
with
intentional.
be intentional.
Yes.
Great book, sis.
Thank
Great books.
you.
I don't know when your next one is. Okay, so we're gonna tell people what you're gonna tell them right now. How could they get the book? What is your handles of even? I don't even know. Do you do counseling? Sometimes because there's no relationship, I don't know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen you in church.
Yes.
And then it took
We
somebody to
say
tell
hi
me,
and bye.
we say hi and bye,
Yep.
and how you doing, sis?
Yep.
And that's it. Never. would never know this was your struggle. Never. We
Yeah.
just don't know. And
Very
sometimes
true.
path cross, and I think it's just God.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm being more intentional because I'm an introvert. I don't, I love people. I say that. But if you're going to get me to talk or say something, you know how I used to go out the back door?
I
I'll come in the back and go out the back. It wasn't
I
nothing to
know.
get, it was just me. But I had to stop. So where I'm at now, I stop.
Yes.
I go out the front. How you
Yeah.
doing? How you'd
Mm-hmm.
be surprised just that little hello or
That's
with
all.
contact.
That's all.
So I want you to let people know. I don't know if you do count. I don't know what you do. So I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to tell to the people, you got the floor. You got your book where they can buy it at. Who is Sonya besides sitting across from Jackie right now? And this is my first time, getting to talk to you.
um, I am Sonia.
It's
You
Sonya.
can buy the Armor Exchange on
Mhm.
Amazon if you just search the Armor Exchange, or you can go on my website, which is hellosonia.com. That will actually, that's my one stop shop. So
Mhm.
you can buy my books. I also have a planner that I've created that goes with the book.
Uh-oh.
So it helps you kind of stay on track throughout the year with exchanging your armor. And it's also a planner. So you're still putting your normal calendar stuff in there.
Okay.
It has a link to my editing and transcription. And I think
Now,
that's
now,
it.
tell me what you do with edit. What did that consist of? What do you do? Like
So
you write for people, or you what do you
so
do?
they write. So I my target are authors.
Okay.
I I love I love a pastor who writes because they include how they preach.
Okay.
So, sometimes they write and they're like, God said, huh? And that is in there. So I am the editor that's like, you got to take this out. You can just say, the Lord came to save us. That can be the sentence. So I'm just the one, I'm looking for the commas and the
Oh, okay.
periods and the formatting. This is a better way to say this. You need to add more.
Okay.
Even in telling a story, for example, people like to tell stories and they want to keep it vague because they don't want to be honest. That's the thing. I'm here for all of that. So that's the editing. Transcription, if you do a podcast or something and you want this to be typed out, I'm that person. So you can send the audio or video file to me and I will type it out for you. And you can do many things with that.
Look at God. I didn't even know that.
I
Oh
had a
wow.
I had a client who preached. He preached a sermon at his church's organization and he said, people are asking me for it. Can you type it up? And
Oh,
he sent me the file. I typed it word for word, typed it up, gave it
mhm.
to him. He came back. He said, I want to turn this into a book. He turned it into a book that I edited for him, and that incorporated everything that I did. And I was like, oh yes, more of this.
Well, you hear it here on the Raw podcast, Restoring Awesome Warrior. We have a she's transcribed,
Yes,
she edits.
yes,
So I could send you this and you
yes,
would write it out and
yes,
I can go around and this would be a part of my package.
yes.
Look at that. I'm saying I sat down. This is what I'm learning relationship. I don't even know half what people do.
Mhm,
It's sad, but
yes,
this
we
is
don't.
being honest.
Hmm.
So sometimes you can be sitting with the person that you need or someone else. You just don't know. So I'm
Hmm.
thanking God for conversation. I'm thanking God for being introduced to your book. It
Yes.
really was part of what God gave me to talk about and freeing people to have platforms where people feel safe to talk.
Hmm.
And that book will be part of what I'm going to do to go on the road with because a lot of people it's just too embarrassing to talk about what they went through.
Yes.
And I think we need a part two. I know I haven't dug all the way into
Hmm.
everything, but it was interesting, it's very powerful. And I thank you for finding the time to sit down with me to let me know what your heart was or how this come about because I'm always interested in what made you come out to say
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
versus then. But
Yes.
so
Thank you so
ladies,
much for having
oh
me.
man, anytime, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end our podcast as we always say: love God, love family, work hard, and be kind. And I want to add something today. There is someone who do cares. Whatever you're going through today, God has someone that is for you. You might not know who they are. You might not know how it's going to happen. The young lady that you see on my screen now, Sister Sonya, just by someone telling me about a book, I got a chance to sit down and talk. Um, and God can have someone for you. But be willing, be transparent, be okay to express what you feel because holding it in doesn't help no one. And there is someone on the other side that just wait for you to tell your story that will help and bless them. I'll talk to you. Thanksgiving is coming up this week.
Mhm.
Y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. Probably see some of y'all Wednesday night. But Sonia, thank you,
Thank
and
you.
God bless you. And I'm looking to do another interview,
Okay.
part two, because
Yes.
I got some more I need to dig into.
Yes. I'm
And
here
since
for
I
it.
know you that you don't mind talking, because I get a lot of people that don't want to, they wrote the book, but they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it seems like you're okay with talking about it. And I got some questions.
Okay.
All right. Love you, sis.
Bye.
See you.